at the centre of an investigation into alleged police misuse of CS spray, is to face trial accused of assault. The Independent Police Complaints Commission launched an inquiry into officers' behaviour after Alan Lethbridge was arrested in Brentwood in September. He's accused of committing an assault during the incident, which led to his arrest. 2 police officers have been suspended pending the outcome of the IPCC investigation.
Now, 2 days ago, he was toasting becoming Formula One world champion and helping Brackley-based Brawn GP to the Constructors' Championship in Brazil. But today, Jenson Button was back on home soil. Yes, after the excitement in Sao Paulo on Sunday, the newly crowned champion found himself in the slightly less glamorous surroundings of a shopping centre. But his fans were out in force to meet him, as ITV's Andrew Pate reports.
A year ago, he was unemployed. Now he's one of the hottest properties in the world. Just 2 days after his success in Sao Paulo, he had his first chance to meet the fans at Bluewater.
It's quite surreal to be back here. And it's cold as well. I've forgotten how cold England was, but yeah, it's great to be back. It really is. And I did actually say I was going to try and bring it home for the UK, and I'm sure every British person does, and that's exactly what I've been able to do, so I'm very happy.
When the Honda team pulled out of Formula One, it looked like Jenson Button was going to struggle to get back into the sport. But from their base on the Oxfordshire-Northamptonshire border, the Brawn team stepped in to grab the manufacturer's title. From Brazil to Bluewater, Jenson Button has come here to Kent to meet his fans, who've come from across the south.
We've been chasing him round at various Grand Prix since 2004. We had his photo taken at Goodwood, and my daughter's been after us to get it signed, and we've been unsuccessful so far. There's been a few of us actually going around with copies of it, so hopefully today he might sign it.
Sunday was just amazing. To be 14th and then come up like that. I just kept dancing around the lounge, thrilled to bits.
Why was it important for you to come down here today?
Because I've been watching Jenson for the last 10 years, and I've seen him do well, I've seen him do badly, I've seen him when he was in an uncompetitive car, and it was just brilliant.
For the team at Bluewater, the timing couldn't be better.
We've always had this date in mind 3 months ago, and obviously Jenson won the World Championship literally 48 hours ago, and our timing was perfect.
Jenson told us seeing his fans was the best feeling ever. But now he's off home to celebrate with family and friends. Andrew Pate, Anglia News.
Yeah, I bet he is. There's a man in demand. Well, still much more to come. More news now from your part of the region, and the family of a man found murdered at his home in Norfolk have offered a £10,000 reward for information to bring his killer to justice. Stephen Murphy, who was 45, was found dead at his house in Kings Road in Fakenham on the 1st of October. He'd been stabbed in the chest. His family have offered the reward for information that leads to the successful conviction of his killer.
Military police are going on the beat in Bury St Edmunds to help keep the peace in the town centre.
Officers from RAF Honington are starting the new joint patrols with Suffolk Police to help them deal with problems involving servicemen and women. Malcolm Robertson reports.
Out on a police patrol in Bury St Edmunds, but it's only when the headwear goes on you realise this is a patrol with a difference. Officers from Suffolk Police joined by those from the RAF Police at nearby Honington. This will be a regular feature when it looks as if significant numbers from the airbase will be coming into the town. There are up to 2,000 service personnel based at RAF Honington, and increasingly they're socialising in local towns like Bury St Edmunds. And the idea of having RAF police patrol teams there is to try and prevent any possible flashpoints. Less than 10 miles away in Bury, the respective teams are getting to know each other. RAF police don't have the authority to arrest civilians, but they can help quell any disturbances.
If there's any issues with servicemen, yes, we can identify them quickly and we can take appropriate action, which takes the pressure off Suffolk Constabulary and means that we get our guys home quickly and safely.
Previously, the RAF police have been involved in local Battle of Britain and Remembrance Day parades, but now there's an additional peacekeeping role to their work.
We're just looking to ways to provide extra visible reassurance on the streets of Bury St Edmunds on the nights when the pubs and the clubs are mostly open, and we can expect personnel service personnel in the town.
The first joint patrol is at the end of the month. If it works well, they'll continue next year. Malcolm Robertson, Anglia News, Suffolk.
A woman whose body was found next to a burning car on a Suffolk bridleway has been named as 69-year-old Jane Way from Stutton near Ipswich. Emergency services were called on Sunday evening to a vehicle on fire just off the A12 in Bentley. Ms Way's body was discovered nearby. Further tests will be carried out to determine the cause of death after a post-mortem examination proved inconclusive.
A Suffolk council has launched a High Court bid to put an end to the bad smells which have plagued villages for over 20 years. Rookery Farm at Drinkston near Bury St Edmunds is the source of the so-called Woolpit whiff, which has prompted dozens of complaints from people in nearby Woolpit. Mid-Suffolk Council wants to quash a planning inspector's decision that allows the farm to deal with animal waste at the site.
Fire investigators say a blaze which gutted a derelict warehouse in Chelmsford was almost certainly started deliberately. The fire broke out at the building in Victoria Road in the early hours of Saturday. Fire officers have been unable to pinpoint the cause, but are treating it as suspicious.
Well, let's have some sport now, and a goalkeeping mistake cost Norwich City a vital point in the biggest test yet of their League One promotion credentials.
The Canaries were beaten 2-1 at Leeds last night, watched by Jim Rice.
He's not the first Norwich goalkeeper to come under close scrutiny this season, but Fraser Forster's last gasp error was all the more heartbreaking for Norwich fans because of what had gone before. Paul Lambert had promised a positive performance at Elland Road, and Darryl Russell's early chance showed his side's intent. Leeds, though, went ahead with their first real chance. Bradley Johnson poorly marked from the corner. Norwich's play deserved better and got its reward when Grant Holt scored his 10th goal of the season before half-time. Both sides had chances to win it in the second half before what should have been the defining moment for Forster, an outstanding save to deny Jermaine Beckford. But with 90 minutes on the clock, Norwich fans were muttering the F word for the wrong reasons. The injured Forster's poor kick-out falling straight to Beckford and gifting Leeds all 3 points. Jim Rice, Anglia News.
Poor chap, he'd done so well up to that point as well. Right to the Championship, and valuable points at stake tonight for both of our clubs for obvious reasons. A win for Peterborough could take them out of the bottom three, but will it be lucky 13 for Ipswich as they seek a first league victory of the season? Here's Donovan Blake.
After an encouraging draw in their last match, Ipswich manager Roy Keane admits he's tempted to keep his team the same for tonight's game with Watford, which would mean Asmir Begovic, on loan from Portsmouth, keeping his place in goal. But Keane's looking for improvement at the business end of the pitch.
The players I feel are giving 100%, and that's all I ask of them, and hopefully the same again on Tuesday. And if we get the chances, like I've said, in any game of football, I watch games all the time. You've got to take these chances. If you don't take the chances, you pay for it.
Even if the Blues do grab that long overdue victory, they're destined to stay in the bottom three, unlike Darren Ferguson's Peterborough, who could move out of the drop zone if they beat Doncaster. Donovan Blake, Anglia News.
And to a story we've been following over the last couple of weeks here on Anglia Tonight, the plight of Darcy the Border Collie. More than 2,000 people have added their names to the online petition to campaign for the early release from quarantine of the only fire and rescue dog in Essex. Now, Darcy is being quarantined following her trip to Sumatra to help with the rescue effort after several devastating earthquakes. The fire service is waiting for a response from the government, which has promised to look into Darcy's plight. 5 MPs from the region have also given the backing to the campaign.